Hey, what's up, my friends? Welcome back to brodienero.tv. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on your favorite part of the video, like the video, share it with a friend, and let's get into it. So today I'm going to share with you the most important lesson that I learned after completing my first ever international tour as a DJ and a producer. On this tour, I went on at least 3 different continents: Africa, Europe, Asia. Insanely cool experience, a lot of lessons learned. But if I'm honest, at this moment, I still really positively anticipate what it's going to be like when I become uber successful and I have a content team rolling with me, a manager, a booking agent, tour manager, and all of these resources. Not for egotistical purposes, but just because it's such a crazy experience to mobilize around the world and be an international touring DJ that I just want to document the process to the fullest degree possible and share it with you guys. The other thing too is that I just simply want to work harder at this point. On this tour, I had days where I didn't have gigs at all. I can honestly say that it wasn't such an intense tour that I burned myself out and it was unbearable. And I think a lot about this podcast project that I'm on and how when I go to these different cities, these different countries, and meet all these cool, unique people, I just want to work, bro. I want to make podcasts, make content, vlog, do these shows, and just have a great time and share it with you guys. The first question you might be asking is, how did I get all of these shows? I'm going to try and answer as honestly as possible. So, this tour was able to be constructed based on favors from friends that are also DJs and producers. It was people that I've interviewed on the podcast helping me out. It was people that I've met in Miss Fish over the last few years working in Bali that came and saw me perform at my party called She's With Us every Tuesday, saying, I want to bring this DJ to here. The most important lesson that I think I learned on this tour was that I need to focus more on production right now. So these bookings came as a result of my ability to DJ and my online presence. They didn't come as a result of the music that I've put out over the last several years. And what I noticed was wherever I had to go on this tour, all of these different cities, I really had to cater to the crowd and to the venue. Now, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm complaining, but the truth is, there's a style of music I want to create for myself, a style, multiple styles of music that I prefer to play. And the only way that I'm going to be able to play this exact way and build reputation is to produce more music. So now that I've come back after playing on 3 different continents, Africa, Europe, Asia, I've been working pretty consistently, upwards of 3 to 4 hours per day, starting my day producing music, leaning on other producers to learn from them, having them send me sessions of projects that they're working on of mine, and really pursuing a sound for myself that I want to represent me as an artist in this industry. Let's talk about all of the different cities that I visited and the experiences that I had. So the first city that I visited and country I visited on this tour was Singapore. And shout out the 528 Hertz Collective. They're awesome dudes. They were so hospitable. They brought me out for a great event. The city's super cool. We had an awesome time, and I look forward to working with them again. Singapore has a really evolving market and scene where people are becoming more and more interested in house music and electronic music. And you can see that there's people that are curious and are open to being educated about what great music is. The second city that I visited on this tour was Bangkok. We went to 2 different places on 2 different weekends, and we had a great time. Both were busy, packed. Again, you can see that the crowd is super curious about good music and they're open to hearing new things, but at the same time, you still always got to bring a little bit of familiarity and music that's a little bit more commercial to keep them engaged. The next show that I played on this tour was at a venue called Cafe Del Mar on an island called Phuket, which is still technically a part of Thailand. And bro, shout out Mr. Sour, Jerome, what he's built. for Cafe Del Mar is incredible. They have an awesome team over there. This was hands down one of the best shows that I've had in my career, period. Very eclectic crowd. Of course, in Phuket, you're going to have a lot of tourists, but it was a really cool crowd. I definitely played intentionally and happily some relatively commercial songs to keep them engaged, but I can also play some super cool underground, unreleased music that even I hadn't played before. And that's super important for me. So shout out everybody at Cafe Del Mar. I'm not saying it's official, but I might be going back later this year and having it a part of my fall and winter tour circuit. After Asia, we jumped across to Europe and I played my debut in Ibiza. And it's just sitting here saying that I played Ibiza means so much to me. I mean, I think anybody that is a DJ and producer and is pursuing a career in electronic music wants to play in Ibiza. So the fact that I got over there and got this experience was massive for me. I played at a place called, it's like two venues in one, El Nido and Akasha. Akasha is known as one of the best sound systems in Ibiza right now. And the crowd was super eclectic, ravers to family, young, old, very diverse and multicultural. And I played at sunset and I played before a headliner and they just went nuts. I mean, you can see some clips on my Instagram and YouTube. Maybe we'll put some B-roll here now, but the crowd was super receptive to me. I remember feeling confident because I had a lot of really cool, unreleased, exclusive music and a couple big bangers that just came out that weren't super popular yet. And I knew people were gonna go crazy, and they did. So this debut was a big one. It's in my heart forever. And I'm super motivated and inspired about getting back there next year and playing bigger venues and just having another great time. The next location after that was Paris, France. What a huge debut. Shout out my brother Montaigne. And while I was there, I was content conscious and documented a bunch of footage while I was playing and walking around the area. So let's jump into that. Yes, 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 my friends. We are officially in Paris. First time ever here, playing at arguably, I'd say, one of the top 1, 2, 3 clubs, Matignon. Much love to my brother Montaigne for bringing me out to his events since curated. I played 2 Wednesdays in a row. Big crowd, really cool, really nice place. Paris is somewhere I don't want to leave. I've been here 8 days now and I'm not ready to go. So I got a few more days before we hop over to London. But you definitely got to come inside, check out the vibe. I'm going to play at prime time. We burn it down as usual. Keep things moving. Let's go. I'm noticing something happen all around the world, all around the scene. I can think of a few years ago when I would hunt for unreleased, cool underground music that I was excited to play that I've never even played myself. And now it's like everybody's expecting really more fun, poppy songs, maybe a little bit slightly commercialized. So it's got me thinking about like, what's the next level with the sound that I'm making and where do I go with this? I mean, you want to adapt as a DJ and play to the crowd, but also you want to have your integrity as an artist and make things that are real to you. So now that I've been a few places on this tour, it started in June, it's really got me thinking about where to take my sound and how to create something unique that's real to me, that the world can appreciate, but still, again, keeps the integrity of electronic music and the rave culture and playing cool stuff and not just fun music. I mean, even when I'm playing now, I'm noticing like the crowd is expecting faster transitions, shorter songs, and I force them. I let the songs breathe. I let them go because sometimes electronic music songs are 6, 7, 8 minutes. So why do I want to play 45 seconds of it? You know what I mean? But it's a battle. It's an interesting time right now. I don't know what the future is, to be honest. I haven't been in the game for 20 years, but I can feel it and I'm experiencing it the more I travel, what's going on with music and how it's changing right now. I think it's good if the scene is growing, and I think it's good if people are enjoying music and everybody's going crazy and having a good time, but we can't lose the essence of what music is and what this rave and party culture is all about. So these are just some thoughts I had while walking the streets in Paris. Now, after Europe, we jumped over to a continent which has been a lifelong dream for me to get to, Africa. And we played in a place called Casablanca. So let's jump into the footage that I documented while I had this epic debut in a continent that I've never been to before in my life. Yo, what up, guys? I'm so glad you're here on this journey with me. Big debut, big dream manifested. I'm here in Africa, Casablanca, Morocco. Insane to say it, but we're really here. I'm playing at one of the top venues. It's called Sky Bar. Man, when I was driving up here, I was like, I feel like I'm in Beverly Hills, Hollywood or something, man. Beautiful cars everywhere, G-Wagons, Ferraris, Rolls Royces, big mansions with security guards out front. I'm like, this is crazy. Anyways, I'm excited for tonight. Again, appreciate you guys being here along with the journey. It means so much. And what I want to do now is take you inside, show you how I prepare my music, and then we go down, burn the house down. Let's go. So when I'm preparing for a gig, doesn't matter where I'm playing, one of the most important things for me is to have new, exclusive, unreleased music that I haven't played before. I need something that gets me excited, gets me in the vibe. So shout out my boy Adam Trigger, who sent me a whole batch of unreleased songs. I got a lot of great stuff to play tonight. And getting a little bit more technical, I always like to batch songs together that mix well in key. They have similar vibe and similar energy. And then, of course, when you're DJing, it's all about adapting to the crowd. So I'm going to play to the room based on how the crowd's building and how the vibe is going. Take them on a nice journey. But that's how I like to prepare. I like to batch songs together that have a similar vibe. They mix well harmonically, and then leave it up to the night to see how it all unfolds. Really. After a big debut in Casablanca, Morocco, we jumped over to London, England for another massive debut. Now, this show is hands down my favorite show musically that I got to play and crowd-wise. Why? Because of this text message that I'm going to put here on the screen. This is from the music director where I was asking him, it's my first time playing there. What's the crowd like? Is it underground? Is it commercial? And this was his feedback. And honestly, this feedback was so great to receive because for me, Afro House has been a big part of my journey and my musical career in recent years. And I understand it's a super popular genre, but I'm getting a bit exhausted of playing it all the time. I want to play more melodic. I want to play more indie. I want to play a little bit more underground. And I had this opportunity, and it was an awesome crowd. This venue is rich in culture with a very passionate staff and team of operators and workers that just really love what they do, and they know a lot about the club and its history and about the scene in London and everything. So I had an awesome time, and this show meant a lot. This is a venue that I can't wait to return to because I played in, I don't know if it's, you would call it low season, but basically it's right as the season in big markets like Ibiza and Mykonos are coming to an end. People that are on those islands are just starting to come back to London. So it wasn't crazy, crazy busy, but it was still an epic night, an epic experience for me to play. Now, in between all of these gigs, I definitely had some shows in Bali, in Miss Fish, but the last show to close off this tour was in Hong Kong, and this is my second time playing at Casio. The first time, I felt myself getting used to the crowd and what that market needs. The second time, I played way more confidently, but if I'm super honest, I feel I played a bit hard. And what's nice is that I'm building a relationship with these venues, and they're gonna be bringing me back. So I get yet another opportunity to try different music with them, understand what they need, and give the best performance possible. Next up, I want to jump into a few different categories that I came up with as I started piecing together this post-tour vlog. And these categories consist of segmented experiences that I have where I learned lessons about what I would do differently on tour, how to get better results, have better experiences, give better performances, and overall just do a better job for a future tour. One category that might seem super fundamental and not that important, but as someone that's living on the road, is packing. And I'm so glad that I did not move with a check-in bag. I had strictly carry-ons with a backpack. And it was so nice to do this, honestly, because if you think of the time you lose checking in a bag and waiting for a bag to come out, or even worst case, God forbid, losing a bag during travel. I'm so glad I did this. So I'm definitely going to always, wherever possible, move with carry-on luggage only. And again, this might seem super small, but the way I packed, I would just do it a little bit differently in terms of items and having certain pairs of pants or shoes to rotate. It's just like you're on the road. I had one pair of shoes, I had these specific two pairs of pants, a couple shirts, and they were cool, but you're going in different countries, you're making your debuts, maybe you want to bring this and that. So just coming off of this experience, there's certain things I would change in terms of items that I would pack. The next category is eating. Now, one thing I'm super surprised at, because whenever I travel and I have a lot of late nights, there's a high probability of me getting sick. Now, I didn't have any issues with that while I was traveling. I have this special stack that I use now, which is vitamin C, electrolytes, and a protein bar. I take the vitamin C before and after my gigs. I drink electrolyte powders, or packets rather, with water during my flight and during my performances and after performances. And it seemed that the combination of the vitamin C being strong with helping with immunity and staying hydrated totally helped me during this trip. Uh, Sometimes you hear about eating, and eating for sure is a challenge when you're on the road. I mean, when you're in an airport, for example, and you have a couple hours, you want to look for healthy alternatives, but sometimes you got 30 minutes layover between flights. You got to grab that sandwich, and there's not much you can do about it, or a chocolate bar. So going into this next tour, I'm for sure going to prepare a little bit differently in terms of bringing like maybe an extra box of protein bars, making sure I have all my vitamins, electrolyte packs, all that kind of stuff. I mean, this stuff might not seem that exciting, but you know, you're a human being, you're on the road, you're meeting different people, it's nightlife, germs, exhaustion, time zone changes, all of this stuff. So I share all of this in an effort to bring value to you guys. So if you know you're getting on the road, these are certain things you can do to protect yourself and stay healthy. This next category is called business. Contracts, 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 business, business, business. You need to have all of your ducks in a row. Whilst on this tour, I had multiple experiences where if I was operating how all of these other international successful artists operate that I meet and help facilitate bookings for, if I did this for myself, none of this stuff would happen. And what happened was, whilst on this tour, I had certain things change, such as bad as a show being canceled. Now, had I have had these contracts in place with their obligations, the commitments, the deposits made, all of this stuff in advance, I would have been protected. But because it was a bit casual, and you know, I digress a little bit. This tour had to happen exactly how it did for me to learn these lessons. But having come back from this tour, I've got a new company set up now for international business. I'm speaking to a lawyer now that's representing me, getting legal advice and getting all these paperworks in place so that I'm protected, the venue's protected, and everybody holds up their end of the bargain. What I realize is that, to be quite frank, I'm from Canada. I'm a nice guy. I'm easygoing. And I think that these positive qualities have opened up a lot of doors and brought me to this point. But what I realize now is that if you're easygoing and you're the type to go with the flow, people will take that aspect about you and quite literally make you go with their flow. And most respectfully, as a business owner and operator, I don't want to go with somebody else's flow. I want to go at my own flow and speed. So long story short, it was an important lesson for me to realize that, having gone through this tour with lots of favors and friends and being casual about it, going forward, I'm definitely going to have all of these proper business practices set up and utilized so that, once again, I'm protected, the venue's protected, and it's all good. I appreciate you guys watching so much. Brodie TV. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do it. Again, I'm here sharing my journey, hoping to inspire you. If you're a fan here supporting the journey, amazing. Please stream the music, stay engaged with the channel. If you're another DJ or producer, get inspired, keep pursuing this. Let's grow together. One of the biggest lessons I learned this year is that even though the scene is super saturated, highly competitive, and everybody's becoming a DJ, the cream of the crop will rise. And We got to stay consistent and not quit this thing. Let's go.